Inevitably, as a researcher, you will believe that everybody is doing better than you. I want to show you something right up there. Is the Statue of Liberty. I often think about that. So I'm at a talk in New York. I was invited to be here, and I often think about when I look at other people. I think that they're doing so much better than I am in terms of their research productivity. For those of you who don't know, we compare ourselves constantly to other people in the research game. Everything is public. Everybody looks at everybody else's CVs, their resumes, and everybody else's looks better than you. And this is a constant battle that I face in my mind. I think in my mind that somebody else is much better than who I am, and they have better ideas, they're more thoughtful. Often, at least for me, that they have actually done a lot more than I have. And I think in my head that I'm not good enough. I think this is the quintessential thing that you will go through if you do research, is you will be constantly thinking that you are not good enough and you shouldn't be here. So two things I think about. The first one is that there is so many more people that are worse off than I am. I think about this at any given moment. So I'm at the opportunity to go to a place to give a talk, and there's all these people around the world, and I could hear my mom in my head that there's so many other people that are worse off than you, and that they can't even go travel someplace. There's these guys that pop up. You might have seen them on social media, and I think there's someplace in Africa and they're just dancing, and they're amazing. But I compare my experiences to their experiences, and it looks so different. We live in such different worlds. They're dancing, and their clothes are clearly, they're not designer. But they're having a great time. I think about this all the time, that we have these views that our life should be organized in a certain way, and that if you don't comply with those beliefs, then somehow that you're wrong. But you realize that a lot of people around us have things a lot worse than you do. The other thing I wanted to say is, if somebody else has made it, if somebody that is worse off than you, that has a different background than you, and has still made it and did really well with their life, what are you complaining about? I think about that all the time. As my mind wanders, and I start thinking like, I'm not good enough. Why am I here? I feel like an outsider. But if somebody else that may be worse than you has made it, then why are you actually complaining? Why are you thinking like this? It means that you can actually make it too. It means that you could try, you could get up, you could take that step forward. And the thing is not every day is going to be these moments where it feels like you're actually making some progress, or it feels like you're pushing towards something. Most days it's not going to feel like that at all. It's going to feel like you're just putting in one more day. It's going to be mundane, boring, tedious. And then those are the days where you just keep stepping forward, no matter how it actually feels. And it doesn't have to feel mundane, boring. You simply have to do what my mom says, is just put your downtown smile on. Go out there and enjoy the day for the simple fact that you're out enjoying the day. Taking one more step, getting out there, trying one little day at a time. I think a lot of how I view the world has really changed in the last few years, where I think about having a more simplistic life, in the sense you just simply enjoy the moment, you enjoy what you're going through. It's far easier than thinking about trying to accomplish something and moving up and going in all those different directions as we tend to do. But if you just simply view the world that you're doing okay, I think that's what it means to do good stuff. One little day at a time, trying one little step, living your mundane life. Every once in a while, it's punctuated by something that's exciting. And you just live those days, those little days, every little day. I think you do well. I think that's what it means to live a good life, is to have a mundane life that is boring, but you get a chance to spend some time with family and friends. You know, this idea, contrasting where I am or where I grew up to where I am right now in New York City, in the big city. It's such a different world. And I'm going to tell you that those lives, even though they seem very different, they're actually not that different. Take care and have a wonderful day. Appreciate every single day. Appreciate the moments that you're actually in, and live a slower life. Because when you get to the big city, not much is different, other than it's colder, it's darker, and it's not so fancy after all.